what are some tips on bringing up tough conversations as your relationship progresses and you're kind of out of that, oh, I love everything about you, to, okay, now we kind of know each other. And this could just be in friendships. It doesn't have to be like romantic relationships.
Stuff's getting real now.
You know, like, oh, I'm really mad at my friend, but I don't want to bring it up because that might hurt our friendship. But in reality, our friendship's being hurt by us both secretly being mad about it.
That's it. Mm-hmm. What would you say, Brooke?
I would say that, like, I understand how that's, you know, scary and how that's...
It is.
Because, I mean, you don't have these conversations with people you don't love or people you haven't had a relationship with, whether that be, you know, like dating or friendship. So whenever you bring it up, it's going to be scary and you're going to have that risk of, like, saying, I could have kept my mouth shut and have a rocky relationship with you, but still have had a relationship with you. Or I'm going to speak up and I'm going to lose everything. I'm going to jeopardize everything. Mm-hmm. Which I feel like is something kind of scary, but needs to be done.
That's really well put.
She's good at that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think my take on what you just said, especially the end, if you bring it up with that great friend of yours or that your partner and they aren't able to handle that well, like, that's probably not someone you want in your close circle.
And that's going to hurt to realize.
That is it.
Yeah.
And that will be a loss.
It will be lost, and that's probably
like,
what people are...
Bye, see ya, happy I found that out. You're going to be like, wait, no.
Yeah.
Like, that's not who I thought you were. Like, what's happening?
That does stink when you find out about people.
Yeah, that's a disappointing day or week or 2 years and some months.
4 months, 23 days.
That's what the title of this podcast is.
2 years, 4 months, and 23 days. ... Like, and going.
Counting.
Yeah.
That's it.
Oh, man.
I know it. But I think, choosing to have constructive conflict is different than just having a problem.
Yeah, bringing up the problem.
Yeah, it's like, I'm doing this so that I can get better and you can get better. I do this out of respect for our relationship and love for our relationship. I care about it enough to do this, and I might do it clunky. I might do it poorly, but it's not my intention. But I would like to learn over time, you know, with practice, and that's part of what deliberate dating talks about too. There's an art to effective communication and productive conflict. It's got to be constructive to advance the ball down the field. So it's really how to do that is not really taught.
Have any tips on it?
Yeah, it is.
Let's hear them. I have some things that I want to discuss on and off with close friends, family, and I'm like, how do I bring this up without... I have a tendency of, like, sounding passive aggressive. I don't mean to, but, like, I don't know how else.
Can you come up with an example? Because it'll be more powerful if there's I don't want you to throw anybody under the bus.
Yeah, that's what...
Just give them, like, an inanimate object name, like chair. One time I had this problem with me.
I'll have to think of one. I don't know. Let's say me and you.
Okay.
What are we thinking? A problem me and you have that I want to bring up. So.
Well, think of a relationship where
we want to. I want to play. Oh, we'll put this on you, maybe.
Okay.
I want to play pickleball in a tournament with you, but you don't, and so I've asked you, and you keep avoiding it.
I would not do that.
I know. I was trying to think of one that wouldn't happen so that I wouldn't throw anyone under the bus. That's all I got. That's all I came up with.
Well, when you're unhappy, I
don't have a good example.
When you're unhappy with somebody's, like, performance as your friend, let's say they don't show up, they don't respond.
Oh, that's a good one.
You know, would that be a good one?
Yeah.
Like
so we have a plan to meet at 1:00, and they're not there. Oh, something happened. Well, that's okay. We'll meet again tomorrow at 1:00. They're not there again. It's like, what the heck, dude? Do you not care about me or my time, kind of thing?
Well, and so I think the thing is noticing what happens in your body is huge first. Like, I do feel upset. And upset means sad or mad.
I really like that thing.
It's cool, and it's a really good.
This thing that Cindy has is the 8 basic emotions.
Yeah.
You got anger, fear, pain, joy, passion, love, shame, and guilt. recognizing
and you might
these
not
feelings.
be angry, but frustrated, right? And so
Ah,
frustrated
like
is
a
on the
level of anger.
spectrum of it.
Right,
And so
okay.
people like, I'm annoyed, I'm frustrated, I'm resentful. That's anger. The root feeling is anger. It's the most easily accessible emotion. That's why it's first on the list.
Interesting.
And there's some gifts from anger. It's not all bad. You know, there's some assertiveness, some energy, some emotion. So when you really notice it and you go, oh, that really hurt, or I'm really mad by that, you go, that's okay. It's not that big of a deal. I'm not going to take that one to the mat. I'm not going to bring that up, right? And if it doesn't go away after that, and you think about it when you're brushing your teeth that night, or you think about it in the car, you're going to need to bring it up. And so if you can let it go and really truly let it go and go, you know what, that's not a big deal that they were late one time, but the second time and the whatever, and you notice it bugs, it's to talk about it. And so then the intention behind talking about it is what? Keep the relationship.
Our problem, and keep our friendship, right?
So
and have me not resent them.
Right. And the hugest thing about this, in my opinion, is not trying to be right. You hurt my feelings. You should have called. I'm right. Right? That's
right.
The energy I've got is I'm right. And you wronged me. But the energy to have a relationship that you want to keep, when you talk about it, it's like, I really felt hurt. I felt like you didn't really care about my time. Is that what was happening for you?
Yeah.
It's a completely different approach. And I'm still saying the same thing, but I'm talking about myself. I'm talking about my experience of you. I didn't feel like you really thought that what we were doing was important. Versus, why are you such a jerk?
Yeah.
So that's an attack.
I think I'm pretty good at putting it on myself and like, hey, this hurt. When I am confident enough to bring those things up.
Well, and the confident enough that's the thing, when you value yourself, that what you feel matters enough. Then,
I think I struggle with that.
Then the people in relationship with you will care about it too. And you'll start being at a frequency like a radio station for this kind of music. And when you care enough about how you feel, then you attract people that care about how you feel too.
That's cool.
That's pretty cool, huh?
That is cool.
Yeah.
How confident are you, Brooke?
Pretty good.
She's got it.
She's pretty amazing. I am too, but we have nervousness and fear that I'm not enough.
Right. I get that.
That I'm an imposter.
I had a podcast with my buddy Peyton about confidence, and she talked about 3 levels of confidence. There's the outward of confidence, your physical appearance of confidence. And apparently I'm very confident in that area, is what I've been told. And I do feel more physically, like, not that like I look hot, but just like my outward appearance is kind of confident. My inward confidence is kind of lacking, and my decision-making confidence is lacking. Those are the 3 types of confidence Peyton talked about. And so I've been really trying to work on those things, and that would be a perfect time to work on that. Like, hey, I noticed that I'm feeling a little frustrated with my friend that didn't show up several times in a row. I should probably talk to them about that instead of just putting it off to the side and maybe being hurt by it. Care enough about myself to bring it up.
Yeah, and
versus worrying that they're going to be mad that I brought it up.
Well, and they might. And that's kind of the roll of the dice, and what you said so wise earlier. It's like, when you want to know that about them now, you don't want those people in your circle to go, why are you being so butthurt? It was just late 2 times. I didn't tell you. I mean, what? And they're minimizing your experience. I'd want to pay attention to how they respond to my experience.
Right, but I kind of am going off what you're saying, but whenever you do come to that realization, your brain typically or sometimes will shut down that thought and say, well, no, because they've been such a great friend or great partner another time, so we shut it down. Or, like, even if they haven't, your brain, it's scary to lose someone, especially someone that you love so much to bring it up. And so that thought isn't going to be something where you're just like, oh, okay, cool, I don't want you in my life anymore. It's going to be like a I have to seriously consider this person being in my life, which is scary because, I thought I loved them or I thought we had a great relationship, but it turns out that we don't, which is something that's hard for you to admit to yourself.
Well, and I think people have different thresholds. Like, you might put up with somebody going, oh, I was late and I didn't tell you, more than you would put up with somebody going, oh, yeah, I kick your puppy every time I see it. Yeah.
Yeah, that made me
What would your threshold be for that?
low.
The end.
Yeah.
You know, one time, exactly. If somebody comes and kicks Atticus, you're like, yeah, you're not welcome back here anymore. I mean, we have thresholds.
Right.
And so really finding out what yours isn't really about what Brooke's is or mine is. It's really being true to what's yours.
I think that's one thing that really hurt so much about my last really big relationship to me.
2423.
Yep, 2423. So for me, that, because like I basically realized, like I obviously am not important to her like I thought I was. Mm-hmm. And like she led me on to believe for 4 months when we were really good friends. Mm-hmm. And that was really hard.
Well, you know what's really hard is that, I mean, I've had that in a relationship, and it hurts deep because it's not what I thought. And I really was looking for, you know, the big signs, and they really weren't there. And then what really hit me was they were there, they weren't big, but I was having so much fun in the relationship that I was kind of blowing past those. And then I realized, and this is really humbling, people get to change their mind.
Yeah.
I know.
It stinks
like,
sometimes.
Yeah. I was like, what?
I thought we had a good thing going.
I was like, what? And but I was like, wait, that was like, why would you change your mind? It's like, you don't really always get to know, but people get to change their mind. And then I think, Brooke, you said it at the time when that happened to me. You're like, well, good riddance. If they don't want to be here, I don't want them around, you know? And I was like, oh, that's pretty good clarity right there.
And again, it's hard to say that to yourself.
Yeah, it's
hard
hard.
to admit that idea.
Yeah, because it was an investment in your heart.